Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Picks and Parlay Power Hour. We have begun here. I am your host, Detroit Lenny, with Picks and Parlays. We are going to talk some Pittsburgh Steelers win totals for the year, regular season win totals, and we're going to talk some Miami Dolphins win totals. I did bring in two expert handicappers here from Picks and Parlays, but we're going to get to that. Before we do that, I want to make sure we all know to like, subscribe, share, ring the bell for notifications, do all that. But then also check out BetMGM. Their promo, when you sign up with BetMGM, you get up to $1,000 risk-free in your first bet. All you have to do is sign up. So use the link in the description of the video, or you can use the promo code MORNING. Either way, very easy. I highly suggest it. So now with me today, we're going to bring in the man, the myth, the legend himself. I'm going to bring in Craig Trapp. We're gonna go over some pretty cool. I'm really interested. First of all, how was your weekend and everything like that? Today is Monday. I'm so sorry. I'm so rude. I'm a little scatterbrained. Before we start talking about the Steelers and their win total, how's everything going over at Picks and Parlays? Weekend was good. All that good stuff.
Yeah, a great weekend. Finished 3-1 with the best bets on Saturday and Sunday, and I really like today's best bet. So of course you can get it. And get all my free plays over at my 5 free picks video that we here have at YouTube, Facebook. I think it's that time of year. I always say I love betting between All-Star break and the trade deadline. Because I still think, teams are still trying to figure out if they're buyers or sellers. And I like that situation. After the trade deadline, one, we start to get football. So we get a little distracted or football's closer. And two, it's the haves and have-nots once that comes. Not that it's not always and some between, say my lowly Reds and say the Yankees, but although we did beat the Yankees, I want to point out. But to me, it's like I think this is the best time as far as value that you get in baseball between the All-Star game and which is where we're in All-Star game and trade deadline.
Right. Let's talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers here. I got a regular season win total with BetMGM here at a total is over-unders at 7.5. I was a little surprised by the 7.5 a little bit. I don't know if I should be surprised by that or not. I'm a little iffy on it, but talk to me about this. Where are you thinking? Where are you going with this? Give us some knowledge.
Well, I think what you're saying is you thought it might be lower because obviously, you lose Roethlisberger. They lost Juju Smith. Their defense was the worst in the as far as run defense, worst in the league last year. But they still have Mike Tomlin, and maybe they'll be better at quarterback. They have a quarterback that can stretch the field, which of course Roethlisberger could not do last year.
Right.
But I mean, last year they were 9-8 with the worst run defense in football. Usually, the worst run defense in football usually means you're the worst team in football. So that's a testament to how good Mike Tomlin is at winning close games. They won a ton of close games last year. But I will say, you take the 2 Browns games are off the board when you look at the future odds. The other ones, they're going to be out of the next 15 games. They're going to be underdog or predicted to be the underdog. 4 only favorite. Sorry, 4 of those games will be four times as a favorite. 11 as the underdog in those other 15 games. So, I think you're probably if you just look at that, you say, oh, this is going to be an under team. And I do see some 7s out there. Just to be fair, we usually use the numbers for our sponsor BetMGM, and they're at even or like minus 110, which is about as good as you can get when it comes to an over-under play, unless it's juiced the other way. But if you like the 7, you got to lay like minus 125 or minus 130 if you want the 7. But to me, I think it's an over team. And the reason why I'm not so I think you might have an upgrade. Either Kenny Pickett. I thought Mitch Trubisky, you got a terrible rap with Nagy and them in the Bears. All these different coordinators. I think he'll be better if he has to start, which I do assume he'll probably start the first few games. And then I think Kenny Pickett, we saw in college, kid can play. So I think this is a team, and if you can say the Browns, and that could be the wild card, I think they play the Browns week 3. If they get the Browns without, and they win that game, I think this team's going to get 8 to 9 wins. And it's a very tough division. That is probably I think they'll probably be lucky to get 2 wins in the division. But I do see a lot of wins outside of the division, Lenny. I think they're going to be favored over the Jets, the Saints, the Panthers.
They went 4-2 in the division last year, and I was surprised by that. I could see a 3-3. I just know, like those Bengals Steelers games, it doesn't matter the records. It doesn't matter if it's Joe Burrow or some guy named Joe Bob. Okay, it doesn't matter. Or, it doesn't like it's those. That's a rivalry there. I think those games are always going to be close, stuff like that. But let's not forget, nobody's talked about this. One of my favorite running backs in the league, Najee Harris, in my opinion, is a top 5 running back and an every down guy. He can catch the ball. He can run. He can run somebody over. He's got a little speed, which I think is going to help out those young quarterbacks or that young quarterback with Kenny Pickett. But I think I 100%, first of all, agree with you about Mitch Trubisky. He got a bad rap in Chicago. We'll see if that's what it was, the bad rap, or now all of a sudden he's got a running game, and he's got, Chase Claypool, Deontay Johnson. Those are 2 probably decent wide receivers. So he's got some options. He's got a decent line that he can move a little bit. So I actually think Mitch is going to start this season.
Yep, I think so. Maybe the first 2 games, I think.
Okay. I do think Kenny Pickett is the long-term answer there. So and
I think he'll get to play though. That's
Mike Tomlin.
Yeah,
of course. Mike Tomlin is Mike Tomlin. I trust Mike Tomlin to get you 8 to 9 wins.
To me, it's like that's the problem. I think is the tough division. Obviously, if they go to the young quarterback, obviously, young quarterbacks, even as great as some of them are, they usually have some pretty dumb turnovers, until they learn that, the speed on these guys are. But I think their wide receiver is better than I think Claypool is going to have an unbelievable year because now he has a guy that can get him the ball down the field. Both those guys can throw the ball deep for him. I also think I love their tight ends. I think their offensive line is improving. They're young, but they're improving. And like you said, top 4 or 5 running back in the league. And then they can't be any worse on defense. They were the worst run defense in football. And you had the defensive player of the year in Watt. So I think Watt will have another good year. I think he's year 6 for him. I think this is only an up for this team. I think they're going to get 8 wins. I was thinking 8 and 9, but if you told me they're 9 and 8, I wouldn't be shocked. I'm pretty sure Tomlin's never had a losing season. So, there's a lot to say. And he's had, even though they had Roethlisberger, there's a lot of years Roethlisberger was injured. And remember the getting hit with the helmet game.
With
Rudolph.
I can't think of that guy. Yes, Rudolph.
Garrett getting hit with the Rudolph. So to me, I like the over here. And I know why people are worried, just because, like I said, when you look at the prediction as far as the odds makers game by game, you say, hey, they're only going to be favored. Let's just say they're split with the Browns 5 of the 17 games. But Mike Tomlin is usually awesome against the number, especially as an underdog. So I'm not ever worried when I see those numbers as underdogs. So let's take the over with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And as a Bengals fan, believe me, there's no one that likes to hate the Steelers more. The Steelers and the Browns are the rivals. But I still think you have to respect greatness. And Mike Tomlin is a Hall of Fame coach already. And I don't think that's going to go away just because he loses a 40-year-old Ben Roethlisberger that was on his last leg, or last arm, I should say.
That's fair. All right, Craig Trapp, we got to move on. I appreciate you stopping by and everything like that. Craig's going to take the over 7.5 regular season wins. You can look for Craig at picksandparlays.net. Everybody knows Craig. If you don't know, you need to ask somebody, okay? Don't forget to hit the like button, share, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, all that good stuff. We'll see you on the flip side with me, and then I'm going to bounce you out of here. Tell the people where to find everybody, and then we're going to bring in Tim Earl to talk some Miami Dolphins people, so don't go nowhere. We'll see you later, Craig. All right, guys, don't forget, before we go too far on with this, like I said, hit the like button, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. Also, check out our friends over at BetMGM. Their sportsbook promo right now, up to $1,000 risk-free in your first bet. All you got to do is sign up, okay? Use the promo code MORNING. That'll get you that deal right there, up to $1,000 risk-free bet. Like I said, the link is in the description of the video as well. Now let's bring in my counterpart on Game Time Decision here. Well, one other third of our counterpart on Game Time Decision, Nick Earl, half of Earl Sports Bets. How we doing, Mr. Earl?
I'm Tim, but I'm good.
Tim Earl. Damn it, I knew you were Tim Earl.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
You look alike. Okay, I don't know what to tell you. Tim Earl from Earl Sports Bets. How we doing, my friend? How was the weekend? How's it going?
Well, weekend was a little bit rocky, but ultimately did all right and ready to keep on rolling to this week. I know Subway Series coming up for me as a Mets fan. That's always an exciting time of the year. So
yes, it is.
But yeah, no, I'm excited for this week coming up, and we get some football coming up. I think we get the Hall of Fame game in about a week and a half. So
yeah,
getting up close.
It's like the Pro Bowl for me. I don't.
Nick is convinced to bet the over, and I'm just not gonna bet.
He's so
convinced to bet the over, and I'm not betting that game.
Well, let's talk Miami Dolphins because we are going to bet this. We are going to talk about this. The Miami Dolphins regular season win total with BetMGM right now is at 8.5, and I am. I don't want to steal your thunder, but because I know where you're going. You talk to me about this, and I'm going to tell you why I'm on the same page as you.
I'm putting the Dolphins in the same category this year as the Denver Broncos. I think they're going to be one of the most overhyped team in the NFL. Sure, they got Tyreek Hill, so that should be a nice piece of the offense. You still got Tua, who struggles to throw a ball more than 20 yards down the field. Miami was all right last year. They made some moves. They kind of made it through the season, but didn't really end up doing all that much. And one of the things I looked at, I'm grabbing the under because when I look at divisions, I kind of look at, all right, two teams I think are going to go over, two teams I think are going to go under. I have the Bills and I have the Jets going over their win totals. I'm not high on this Miami team. I'm not high on New England. Like that's kind of how I'm viewing the division. And when I look at the Dolphins schedule, because we'll go through that, I could see them starting off 1-5 to start the year, to be completely honest. I could see them winning week 1 versus the Patriots. Then they go to Baltimore, loss. Against the Bills, I don't care if it's in Buffalo or in Miami, loss. Against the Bengals, in the Bengals, loss. In New York, playing the Jets, I think the Jets win that game. Vikings, I think the Vikings are going to be improved this year. I don't think they win the division, but I think they're going to be improved this year. I think the Vikings win that game. Then you get then they get a little bit of I don't want to say an easy route through their schedule, but it's not as tough as the beginning and in the end. They get 5 weeks of Lions, Bears, Browns, which we don't know with the Watson situation, and Texans. So those could be possibly 5 wins. This is good. Yeah. This under is going to be a sweat. I can guarantee it because I can see them starting off 1-5, then getting over above 500 at 6-5. At 49ers, loss. At the Chargers, loss. At the Bills, loss. Against the Packers, loss. In New England, playing the Patriots, loss. Yeah. And then we'll see what happens week 18 because we never know with all the they could be fighting for a playoff spot or whatever the case may be. That one's up in the air. I could see this team finishing 8-9, 7-10.
Oh God! I just do not. How you get to 8?
I don't. This will be a sweat, but I do not think the Dolphins get over that win total.
So my thing is I've been saying this. I think the Jets, that division, Buffalo is going to do Buffalo things.
Yes.
Buffalo was 11-6 last year. Wouldn't be surprised if they improve on that.
I can see Buffalo going 6-0 in the division.
Right. My thing is with the Jets. I'm high on the Jets this year, and I think the Jets finished 4-13 last year. I think if they improve on 4, that they're going to get those wins, at least 1 or 2, say, and then they're going to take wins away in that division, which means Miami had 9 wins last year. They're not going to sweep the Jets this year. No. Even if they just split, let's say hypothetically they split. They get swept by Buffalo. They get swept by probably New England. So they maybe like last year they finished 4-2 in the division. I wouldn't be surprised if they finished 1-5 in the division this year. So if you're going to take wins away, give wins to the Jets, which I am doing, then I got to get those wins from somewhere, and I'm going to take them from the Dolphins. Like they all can't win, So
I can see the Jets finishing second in the division.
Yes. I think New England's going to take a little bit of a step back.
100%. They did nothing.
Right. I think Miami Listen, everybody's pretty high on Miami, and they did make moves with getting Tyreek Hill. I mean, Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, you can't ask for a bang on each corner.
Yeah, 100%.
I thoroughly will wholeheartedly stand by this, even if I'm wrong. I do not believe in Tua.
That's the thing. You can have the best receivers in the league.
Exactly.
Tua is not a good quarterback. Sure, he went to Alabama. He's not a good quarterback.
You got an array, just like you have a bunch of B-rated, and I don't mean this mean, and this is whatever, running backs. With Chase Edmonds, he's not never down back. He's going to get
when your entire offense is going to be Tyreek Hill. No, that's not a good thing.
Right, and then Raheem Mostert, and then Sony Michel, who is God. He's got to be 75 years old. Myles Gaskin, so you got B plus, a B guy, and a couple C's. Okay, so if I'm grading them, and so they are screaming that they are going to pass first. That is their screams to me. Their offense is pass first. And if you're going to load up on the pass, then those teams who have good secondary, Buffalo, okay, New England,
even the Jets built up. They drafted a safety from Cincinnati. Yeah.
So you got that secondary. I think is going to be hard for Miami. But then again, maybe Tua proves us all wrong. Who knows? But till then, I'm 100% on board with this right here under the 8.5. Tell us where they can find you over at picksandparlays.net and earlsportsbets.com. Give them all that stuff.
Yeah, over there. I've been rocking and rolling through the WNBA. A little bit of a nice run since the All-Star break. CFL is hit or miss based on the week. Had a little bit of a tough one last game, the last week with the Saskatchewan under, but it happens. Baseball has been rocking and rolling for us. I believe it's 49-44 our last 30 days, which is up 800 or 8 units. So going strong there still. So lots of good stuff over at earlsportsbets.com.
Sounds good. I appreciate you, Tim. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you next week, or maybe you're even on later. Are you on later this week or just next
No,
week?
Nick's got the Jets.
Oh, of course he does. All right, we'll break that down. Remember, Monday through Friday, you can find us at 3 o'clock Eastern, Picks and Parlays Power Hour. Right now, we're breaking down all the NFL teams' win totals, going through each and every 32 teams we're going to go through. Once we have actual live games, we'll be bringing in talking some college football, different matchups throughout the year, and obviously breaking down all the NFL games as well. So we appreciate you guys stopping by. Don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the bell for notification. And if you're over at picksandparlays.net and you're looking for Tim, Craig Trapp, or any of our other premium handicappers, use this promo code. That'll save you 20% off the entire site, CFL. Till then, folks, good luck. Unless you're against me and Tim.